What's up, guys? To the Ranting Gryphon here, and today I'm gonna do something I promised I would never fucking do in the entire fucking world, but I'm gonna do it anyway because every time so many fucking SJW assholes are telling me to check my fucking privilege. Every time, it doesn't matter what I say, it's like, well, it may be bad that that Mexican stabbed that guy. You should check your privilege. Check your fucking privilege. So I'm gonna check my privilege, okay? I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I've got to check your privilege quiz, and we're gonna do this right now. I'm gonna check my fucking privilege, and I hope you're happy. And because I'm gonna do it right now. Let's see what we got. Check off all the statements that apply to you. Okay, I am white. Okay, right from the beginning, this is bullshit. Right from the beginning, this is absolute horse the fuck hockey. Whoever wrote this test is obviously biased because just because you're white doesn't mean that you automatically have more privilege than anyone fucking else. Go and tell the white guy, the homeless guy laying on the street who has nothing to eat and no fucking food, that, you know, and no home, that he's more privileged because of his fucking skin color. I dare you to fucking do that. I dare. If I saw somebody do that, I'd punch him in the fucking nose. But if we're gonna define it by the way people are defining it now, because I see people, assholes, running around all over the place being like, well, I'm not actually white because I'm 1/32 Samoan. So in that case, since I am nearly half Native American, I'm not white. Fuck it. I have never been discriminated against because of my skin color. Fucking every day I'm discriminated against because of my skin. I'm a white guy. Of course I'm discriminated. White people right now are some of the most discriminated against people on the fucking planet. Of course I'm discriminated against. I have never been mocked for my accent. I have actually. Go over to France. I've been to France. They've mocked me for my accent. Oh, you American. You have American accent, piece of shit. Oh, why don't you talk on my Pinot? Oh. I have never been told that I am attractive for my race. I have been told by a black person that I knew, a black friend of mine, that I was attractive for a white guy. And you know what? It was a fucking compliment. It was a compliment, okay? When people pay you a compliment like that, you don't go, hey. You don't fucking do it. You don't run off and whine and shit about it. It's a fucking God fucking whiny bitches. I've never been a victim of violence because of my race. Oh, how wrong that is. I have been a victim because I've been a victim specifically of violence. I've been beaten up because I am a white guy. Yes, I have been. I've never been called a racial slur. I've been called a racial slur all the time. Usually by some of my best friends. Usually by some of my best friends who are not white. I've been called cue ball, cracker, honky. What else was it? Oh, creaker. That was a big one. I had to look that one up in an urban dictionary. I didn't even know what a creaker was. Apparently it's an old white person, which I am. So I've never been told that I sound white. I have been told that I sound white. Again, actually, I was told that I sound white by a Mexican friend that I had because I sound white. Because I'm white. A stranger has never asked to touch my hair or asked if it's real. Now, okay, I don't know if this applies to me or not because I don't have any hair, but plenty of people all the time ask to touch my head. I'm gonna count that. Because it's still people with hands on your head going, holy shit, you're so smooth. Oh, listen to the... I am heterosexual, not by a long shot. I've never been called a fag. Of course I've been called a fag. I've been called a fag all the time by my friends, by people who like me, because a word like that doesn't mean shit. It doesn't mean it was, oh, you fag. Great. Moving on, and life moves forward. It doesn't move straight, it moves gaily forward. Who cares? Who gives a shit if I don't care. I've never been called a dyke. Okay, I think they got me on that one. I have never been called a fairy or any other derogatory slur for homosexuals. Didn't we just cover that a minute ago? I think we did, but obviously, yeah, I've been called every name in the book that's derogatory slur for homosexuals, usually by SJWs. I'm always comfortable with PDA with my partner in public. That's personal display of affection, I'm assuming. I'm not comfortable with, even if I was straight, I don't like the idea of people sucking on each other's faces in fucking public. That's not the place to do that shit. I don't care who you are or what your orientation is. Don't do that. Get a fucking room. I've never been ostracized by my religion for my sexual orientation. Of course, I used to be Christian. I was Christian in the 80s. So yeah, of course I have. I have never been violently threatened because of my sexuality. Unfortunately, I have. I have been violently threatened because, you know, some people that lived down from me in in a very unfortunately redneck apartment. People pretty much with the, the IQ of the brick holding up their fucking trailer. Yeah, they found out that I was gay, and they used to threaten me on a regular basis. So, I am a man. Again, fuck that. Fuck that question. Because just because you're a male doesn't mean that automatically you have special privilege. That's a load of shit. Who thinks this? Who believes that just because you have something dangling down here means that you got extra privilege? But again, go to the homeless guy laying in the street who's starving to death and tell him he's privileged because he's got a penis. Go do that. Besides, anymore, it doesn't matter. Right now, I don't identify as a man. I identify as a meat robot. So fuck off. I have never been denied an opportunity because of my gender. Absolutely, I have. I've been denied job opportunities. I was denied an opportunity to help out with a charity benefit because I am a male and comfortable being a male. So yeah, it happens all the time. I make more money than my professional counterparts of a different gender. No, I don't, and nobody else does either, because the gender wage gap is a provably bullshit claim. It's not real. It does not fucking exist. Look up the info. I've never felt unsafe because of my gender. You know what? Right now, I feel more unsafe because of my gender than any other time in my life, because all a woman has to do is point at me and say rape, and I will go to jail. Probably without a fucking trial. They'll just come along, beat me in the head, and drag me away. And even if they find out that I didn't rape them, court of public opinion, I will probably lose everything that I have. I will never have a job. I'll probably still be on the sex offender list. Yeah, I'm terrified right now to be a fucking male. I have never been catcalled. I have been catcalled. And you know what? It was a fucking compliment. I wish people would catcall me more. I'm a 45-year-old man. When people catcall me, it makes me feel wonderful. I feel beautiful when somebody catcalls me. How could you get pissy about a thing like that? You fucking conceited, spoiled bitch. I work in a salaried job. No, I don't. I work by the skin of my teeth. The only way that I actually work and am able to get paid is by the kindness of my patrons and people who support me and what I do and what I say and the message that I'm trying to bring forward to everyone out there. That's how I get paid. So no, it's not a salaried job at all. My family and I have never lived below the poverty line. When have my family and I ever lived above the poverty line, fucker? I don't have any student loans. I do have student loans. I can't pay them, but I have them. I have never gone to bed hungry. Who wrote this? Who the fuck wrote this thing? I mean, it's obviously, targeted for, upper middle class white kids, specifically. But I'll tell you, you're failing on me. I mean, I'm a white guy. I'm a white guy from the South, okay? From like Arkansas. I should be the most privileged motherfucker in the world. Guess what? Your little fucking vision of who's privileged and who's not is flying out the window right now, isn't it, you fucks? I don't rely on public transportation. Okay, in general, I don't, because there is no public transportation near me, really. But I do use Uber, but I don't think that counts. So I am going to put, I'll be fair, I don't rely, and I'm sure they're talking about like buses and trains and things like that. So I don't actually do that. I buy new clothes at least once a month. What the fuck am I, Beyonce? I usually wind up buying clothes once a fucking year. I've never worked as a waiter, barista, bartender, or salesperson. Bartender, I was a bartender for about 3 years. And you know what? I was actually thankful for that experience because now I know how to make good goddamn drinks. You ever show up at my house? I'll make you a really good goddamn drink. I went to summer camp. Actually never even once been there. Don't even know what it's like. I went to an elite college. I didn't go to an elite college. I graduated college. I did graduate college. I did do that, so okay, fair enough. My parents paid at least some of my tuition. Nope. With me, I had to go to full-time school and pay for it with a part-time job. So, nope. I've never had a roommate. Oh, wouldn't that be nice? Oh, Lord. No, it wouldn't be nice because I wouldn't have met all the very colorful and wonderful characters over my time that I have if I'd never had a roommate. Ha ha ha. Yeah, would have had a lot more clean ditches too. I've always had cable. Not true, I've not always had cable. And that's kind of a cheat because, well, there was a period in the 90s where we didn't have cable, but I was born before there was such thing as cable. So, nope, not always had cable. I have traveled internationally. I'll give them that. I travel internationally at least once a year. Okay. Yeah, likely I do. I studied abroad. I did not. Studied in fucking Arkansas. I don't know what Sally Mae is. You mean Sally Mae the loan company? Of course I know what it is. I spent spring breaks abroad. Really? Do people do that? Are there people that are so spoiled that they actually go to Europe for spring fucking break? Okay, I may disagree with some of the questions on here, but if you're doing that, yeah, that you're privileged. That's a privilege point for you. If you're going to Europe for spring fucking break, dude. My parents are both alive. Nope. My dad's dead. He died, when I was, 20 years old? My parents are still married. Well, seeing as my father is 6 feet under the ground and being eaten by worms right now, no, they're not still married anymore. That would be kind of gross. I do not have any social disabilities. What the fuck is a social disability? I don't even think that exists, but I don't have it because I don't think anybody has it. And anybody in the comments like, I have a social disability. No, you don't. You don't. You just don't want to talk to people. You're shy or you're reserved around other people. It's not a disability. It's just is part of your personality. I do not have any learning disabilities. Well, okay, depends on who you ask, because every psychologist I've ever seen has told me that I have loads of disabilities. I'm sure because they want me to come back and continue to pay them money for every hour that I spend with them, and, they need patience. Doctors and psychologists need sick people to keep their business going, so they're going to make sure that everybody's sick. So if you ask a psychologist, sure, I've got learning disability. I've been diagnosed with ADHD, agoraphobia, fear of the public, fear of people. I do stand-up comedy for a living, for God's sake. I've been diagnosed with Asperger's. I've been diagnosed with autism. I've been diagnosed with everything, just like probably all of you have, and you believed it, didn't you? Yeah, you did. And you want it because you gotta hold on to your victimhood. Well, I don't have any of those disabilities, even though I was diagnosed with them. So, no, I do not have any learning disabilities. I've never had an eating disorder. I have one right now, actually, and it's kind of starting to get, some of you guys out there have noticed, I'm kind of wasting away. And it's because I don't get hungry. I've spent so much time refusing to eat because I couldn't afford it, that I don't get hungry anymore. So I maybe eat a meal once every other day, just because I don't feel hungry. I have to remind myself to eat. So that's an eating disorder. So there you go. I have never been depressed. Oh, please. Oh, please. Please. I have never considered suicide. I have never attempted suicide. Moving on from those. You notice I did not check them. I have never been told that I'm underweight or too skinny. I just got back from Anthrocon, where about 6 people told me I was too skinny. I'm fine with that. I consider it like a bit of a criticism. Like, you're looking a little thin. It seemed to me that people were being concerned. And I wasn't insulted. I don't get insulted by every fucking thing that someone says. You sensitive pieces of shit out there. God damn it. Oh, great. I have never been shamed for my body type. Okay, first of all, anybody who uses the word shame as a verb needs to die. Needs to just be lined up against a wall and shot with a steel horse dildo through the back of the chest. Shame is not a verb. You cannot inflict shame on someone. Shame is an emotion. It's something you feel, and other people do not control your emotions. If somebody says something to you and you feel shame because of it, that's not something they did to you. You did that to your fucking self. You cannot be shamed for anything. Fuck that. I consider myself to be physically attractive. I'm ugly as shit. I'm ugly as balls. I know that. I'm fine with that. I'm good with being ugly, you know. Not everybody can be really, really pretty. Just not something that can happen. Never had an addiction. I've been addicted to heroin, to alcohol, to cigarettes, to nicotine. I've been addicted to a lot of things over my life, so I don't think that applies. I have never been shamed for my religious beliefs. There's that word again. You can't do that. That's like saying, yeah, the other day, Jim happied me. Hey, what about that time that I got sadded? I don't know, the other day my roommate melancholied me. That's fucking nonsense. That you're babbling like a fucking monkey when you say shit like that. It doesn't make any fucking sense. However, in the spirit of the question, I'm going to assume that not only do they mean religious beliefs, but also the lack of religious beliefs, right? So that's fair. I've been shamed for both. I've been shamed for my belief when I was a Christian, and I've been shamed for my lack of belief as an atheist. So hell yes, I've been shamed for my religious beliefs. Fuck. I've never lied about my ethnicity as a what does that even mean? How can you lie about your ethnicity? What's it? So like a Mexican is gonna stand there and say, no man, you don't understand. I'm actually Caucasian. You just don't know that. You can't do that. You can't. How is that even possible to do? Okay, though, but you know what? Fine. No, I've never done that. I've never lied about my religion as a self-defense. That I have done. Back when I was a Christian, I would say that I was not a Christian just to keep myself from being beat up sometimes. So that's there. I am not nervous in airport security lines. Who the fuck is not nervous in airport security? Who? Who the fuck is not nervous? I mean, I've seen people bringing a dog through in a little fucking hamper. Maybe the dog's not nervous. He doesn't need fucking ID. I don't know. It's other than that, who the fuck isn't nervous? And fuck that question. I have never heard the statement, you have been randomly selected for a secondary passport control. Of course I've been. Who thinks, what person of any race out there thinks that there is a race of people who don't get selected for secondary passport control? Who thinks that? Because that's retarded. It's absolute. Everybody gets, of course, multiple times I've been pulled aside as part of a random search. That happens to everyone. What dumbass out there thinks that only happens to certain races? Nobody has ever tried to save me for my religious beliefs. Oh my God. Fucking every other month, somebody comes to my door trying to save me from being an atheist. Come on. I have never been cyberbullied for any of my identities. What the fuck does that even mean? My identities? Am I fucking schizophrenic? Do I have multiple fucking personality disorder? What? My identities? I don't even know what that means, but I have been cyberbullied for everything. So I'm gonna assume that, yeah, it's happened to me. I was not bullied as a child for any of my identities. Okay, my identity is me, and therefore, since I was bullied for being me, yes, I've been bullied for one of my identities. What the fuck does that even mean? I've never been self-conscious about any of my identities. I'm assuming that means, like, myself? I've never been self-conscious about myself? Of course I have, so yeah. I feel privileged because of the identities I was born with? Where the fuck did we go here? I'm not fucking Sybil. No, I don't feel privileged just because I'm me. Nobody should feel privileged just because they're themselves. You're not privileged just because you're fucking born. All right, that's the end of the shit. Let's see what we got. Check my privilege. Check it. 14 out of 100 points. I am under fucking privileged. It says you're underprivileged. The world is not a fair or ideal place, and you know that because you grew up with several identities that the world is not kind to. I didn't grow up with several identities. What the fuck are you? You had a lot of challenges to overcome simply to get on a level playing field with most people in the world. It's not your job to educate the world about its injustices, but if you choose to, go ahead and send in this quiz. Hopefully it will help. No, it's not my job to educate the world about its injustices. It's not anyone's fucking job to educate the world about their injustices. According to your fucking SJW test, I'm less privileged than most of you fucking SJWs out there, and yet I'm not complaining about it. You guys are running around making a big fucking stink about how the world is so fucking unfair and people need to fucking check their privilege. I just checked mine and it's lower than fucking yours. And I'm a white guy from fucking Arkansas, so you can eat all of my shit, okay? I'm not complaining. Life is not fair. Sometimes you just gotta get over shit and move on. Not everything is a moral fucking tragedy in the world, okay? Sometimes you just have to put up with shit, you have to ignore it, and move on if you don't fucking like it, alright? That's the way it goes. That's my score. Look at it right there on the fucking screen. 14 out of 100 points. And I am not telling people that they need to check their fucking privilege. I'm not lecturing people on what they need to do to be more sensitive to people, or what they should say or what they shouldn't say. And I'm not trying to fucking censor people, because that's bullshit. So you can take this score right here and this video, all you SJWs out there, shape it into the form of a big fucking dildo and stuff it right up your ass. Let go of your victimhood fucking culture and be a normal person for once. Sorry for the rant. I'm sorry I didn't mean that to turn into a rant there. I just wanted to do this because I thought it'd be funny. I still think it was funny, but either way, if you guys enjoyed this, then please click the like button below, comment, and subscribe to my face. We will meet again in the next fucking emanation. Until then.